This is QTV News coming to you from our studios on Caraba Avenue. I am Mumudu Kajaga and thanks for joining us. First, here are the main news headlines. The Gambia Police Force has updated the public about the recent murder case in Manjai at a press conference about the arrest of suspected burglars who allegedly stole over $180,000 worth of valuable items. A delegation of agricultural experts from the Korean Republic on a week-long feasibility study of the proposed public-private partnership rice project paid a courtesy call on the Agriculture Minister and his technical staff in Banjul on Wednesday. The Attorney General and Minister of Justice, Dauda Jallow, on Tuesday received a delegation of the Sierra Leonean Political Party Registration Commission that is on a study tour ahead of Sierra Leone's presidential and general elections. In commemoration of the International Day of Zero Tolerance for Female Genital Mutilation, UNICEF and UNFPA country representatives have called for more community sensitization to eliminate the harmful practice. And in international news, in the wake of Monday's devastating earthquakes in Turkiye and neighboring Syria, several African leaders have expressed condolences to and support for the two countries. Those were the news headlines, and now the news in detail. Welcome and thank you for joining us. This is QTV News. The Gambia Police Force has updated the public about the recent murder case in Manjai at a press conference about the arrest of suspected burglars who allegedly stole over $180,000 worth of valuable items recovered by the new anti-crime unit of the Kotu police station. Alusise reports.
The recovered items by personnel of the newly instituted anti-crime unit here at the Kotu police stations include, among other things, expensive flash screens, laptops, and clothes, among other items, which, according to the police, were recovered from two suspected groups of individuals who operated in Senegambia and Lamen, rather, where they stole these items. As we speak, some of them have been released on bail, while others are still detained here at the Kotu anti-crime unit, awaiting the next move by the police to ensure they are prosecuted as soon as possible. Cadet ASP Mohamed Waidabo, deputy spokesperson of the Gambia Police Force, explained to the media on Wednesday afternoon that the suspects are in their late teens and early 20s. He said the matter has been forwarded to the police prosecution unit for further legal action. He also stated that the alleged crimes are bailable, and therefore some of those arrested have been released on bail, while others are also being processed pending their appearance in court.
The sad reality of all of this is that the persons of interest between the ages of 24, 18, 19, young people, the ones that are alleged to be involved in this suspected stealing. We also have stores in Lamen, a particular store that's located in Kombo Lamen. There is also a break-in that happened there. Those are the things that involve the clothes, the sound system, and all of these other properties. Sadly, we have identified some of their tools during our preliminary investigation. These are some of the tools that they use to break big stores, big shops, and financial institutions that are under question right now.
In a separate development, ASP Dabo updated the media on the recent murder incident in Manjai Kunda involving two Guinean nationals. They were involved in some altercation, and then there was some stabbing. The victim was stabbed. They rushed to the hospital. It was in the hospital, Carnifing Hospital, then, where he was confirmed death. The suspect is currently, the accused is currently detained at Manjai police station and helping the police with the investigation. According to him, the suspect will be brought to court soon to face charges. Reporting for QTV News, I am Aliou Sise.
A delegation of agricultural experts from the Republic of Korea on a week-long feasibility study on the proposed public-private partnership rice project, on Wednesday paid a courtesy call on the Agriculture Minister and his technical staff in Banjul. The project involves the Korean and the Gambian governments and the Q Group. Mamadou Lamin Choi has the rest of the details.
A proposed rice project with the potential to greatly contribute to rice self-sufficiency and food security in the Gambia is at its developing stage, with evidence of strong commitment from stakeholders and good signs of the project's progress. The Korean government has sent another team of agricultural scientists to the Gambia to conduct a feasibility study of the identified rice project site. Accompanied by Mohamed Jah, the Honorary Consul for the Republic of Korea, the delegation pays a courtesy call on the Minister of Agriculture. Dr. Cho of the Korean Program for International Cooperation in Agricultural Technology is part of the delegation.
It's a team, it's a high-level team so visiting in Gambia. They were saying for supporting for rice sufficiency project in your country. It's a special envoys already they're visiting and they promise. Then now we are in first step for activity. Then this team will be they are started for project. Then basic research so they need. Then we fix in the inside and our work also.
The technical visit comes after the testing of the Korean rice variety for the project in the Gambia, which shows signs of adaptability and productivity. The technical team comprises experts specialized in irrigation and soil engineering, agriculture, civil engineering, electrical engineering, and rice science. The bilateral engagements sees the parties preparing the ground for the pilot phase of the rice project, which is to be implemented through a public-private partnership, with the Q Group being the investor. Mohamed Jah doubles as the Honorary Consul for the Republic of Korea in the Gambia and the Q Group chairman.
So their objective is to go to this project site because we have already identified a pilot project site with 1,000 hectares. So they are leaving tomorrow. They will spend few days up country to be able to collect data which they will process so that from there they would know what the next step is. So on that note, I like to thank you and thank His Excellency, President Barrow, for the role he's playing to make sure that this project succeeds. We know that they are already working and they are very far on the land allocation issue, and he is personally involved in this, and yourself as well. We want to thank him for his leadership and to thank you also, for your engagement, in this project as the Minister of Agriculture.
Through investment and commitment to supporting the Gambia's journey to rice self-sufficiency for food security in the population.
I think we all want to see the day when Gambia does not import rice. The President have said it so many times, we don't import coos, we don't import groundnut, but rice is our staple food. I think we need to be able to produce it here. And that is the objective of this project.
Rice is the major 2026. The Gambia's Agriculture Minister, Dr. Demba Sabali, is hopeful and grateful that the proposed rice project will significantly complement this effort.
As a country, it's not enough to have containers land our ports and get fed rice from another country. Our goal as a nation is to feed ourselves from food that we've grown ourselves, and that is going to lead us to food sovereignty. And your assistance in that direction, I have to say thank you. Thank you on behalf of His Excellency, and thank you on behalf of the Gambian people. And through you, thank the people of Korea, the President and the leadership for their support of the Gambian people.
The project has a capacity building component that will develop the human resource capacity of the Gambia in some of the most needed agricultural sectors, especially in rice production. The government's commitment and support to the rice project is fundamental for its implementation.
This project is a personal baby to His Excellency President Barrow. So his personal involvement, we must commend him for that. And of course, he is very much looking forward to Gambia feeding itself before 2026. And I will urge you to redouble your effort, because all we need is somewhere around 20,000 hectares. We should be having enough rice.
In the Gambia, rice has a per capita consumption of 117 kilograms. In 2019, the Gambia's rice imports reached $2 billion. Likewise, a pre-harvest report from the Agriculture Ministry reveals that in 2020, the Gambia had a deficit of 375,658 metric tons out of its national rice requirement of an estimated 398,364 metric tons of rice. Through this public-private partnership, hopes are high that the production gap will soon be bridged. Mahmoud Lamin Choy, QTV News.
The Gambia's Attorney General and Minister of Justice Dawda Jallow on Tuesday received at his office a delegation of the Sierra Leonean Political Parties Registration Commission that is on a visit ahead of Sierra Leone's presidential and general elections in June. As Ali Cisse reports, the delegation also visited the police, immigration, and the Independent Electoral Commission.
The visit is meant to learn from the Inter-Party Committee of the Gambia's experience in relation to peaceful and successful political conduct. The knowledge-sharing mission comes at a time Sierra Leone is preparing for its presidential election in June this year. Day 2 of the visit started at the Ministry of Justice in Banjul, where they had a closed-door meeting with the Attorney General and Minister of Justice, Dawda Jallow, who advocates the need for a free, fair, and credible polls in Sierra Leone in order to preserve the peace and stability.
Well, the importance of having an orderly, free and fair elections is sacrosanct, because elections are important, because it is through elections that leaders are elected. But also it is through elections that most countries find themselves in situations of instability, because and Sierra Leone have had their own experience of instability. So they don't want to get anything wrong. We've done a successful presidential and parliamentary election, so they came to learn from us. What we advise them is it's important that the Electoral Commission organizes a free and fair elections. And to be free and fair, it must not only be said to be free and fair, but must be seen to be free and fair.
From the Justice Ministry, the delegation visited the police and immigration headquarters in Banjul, where they were received by the Inspector General of Police, Abdoulaye Sanyang, and Director General of Immigration, CDM Toure, respectively. They were briefed on the mandates of the two institutions in elections. These include ensuring the safety of candidates, voters, and information gadgets, as well as ensuring that national identity documents are given to all the Gambians. Halifa Saleh, founding member and former co-chair of the Gambia's Inter-Party Committee, said the visit is relevant and well-timed. He said the IPC is established as an instrument of dialogue among political actors to promote cohesive existence.
Because we are convinced that the political parties are the custodian of the political process. What they do is a barometer to whether we'll have peace or not. And we were conscious of this fact, and that is why the IPC is established. We are here to find out how we have been able to work together to settle our own conflicts, but not only that, how we have built up a consultative relationship.
Abdoulaye Bangura, chairperson of the Political Parties Registration Commission, Sierra Leone, said the Gambia's experience in conducting peaceful presidential and parliamentary elections inspired his commission to embark on such a mission.
So we are very much impressed, and we thought that because our own elections are looming, we need to come over and study what they do and see if we can replicate that in our country.
The delegation wrapped up day 2 engagements with a visit to the Independent Electoral Commission head office on Battle Harding Highway, where Ali Momar Njai, chairman of the IEC, welcomed the team and expressed delight at the visit. The team was taken through the requirements to contest for public office, the code of conduct, and voting process, among others. Established as a statutory state institute, the delegation is expected to share lessons learned from the Gambia with all the political parties on its return to Freetown for a peaceful conduct before, during, and after the polls. Reporting for QTV News, I am Ali Cisse.
We'll now go for a commercial break, and when we return, we still have some more local and international news stories. Do stay tuned.
amna lu manqué de lu manqué armanti mayonnaise su amul duma lek ma ngi ñëw man ma jégi armanti malo noko gis gisee
saf na neex na ndax moom ci armanti mayonnaise ak sauce boo ko ciy def rek dafay neex
nii la
armanti mayonnaise ren la am 28 years ta cafka mosul ceeñ tegoon tànkam fa la ko teg ba tey
man maak armanti dama koo miin yàlla dafa dogal armanti dafa doon sama xarit
yéen jéegi réew mi nee naa leen ñaar fukki at ak juróom-ñett du fukki at ak juróom-ñett déedéet du ay fodde maa la wax lii dugg leen ci bépp marché bépp supermarket bépp boutique ci biir réew mi am na 500 millilitres 1000 millilitres ak 5 kilos li ci gën a tee dàq mooy def leen indil 25 grammes mooy caati mayonnaise bi am na margarine bota am na bota ice am corned beef bu yàpp ak bu ginaar am na sardine ak banana milk armanti daal dafa complété lépp ngir noppal jéeg yi seen biir waay.
Armanti product the good quality food.
As the fastest growing GSM company in the Gambia, QCell has the widest 4G plus coverage in the country, 3 times faster internet speed than our competitors. So switch now and dial *335# and enjoy what true 4G feels like. QCell, Gambia's trusted network.
Welcome back and thank you very much for joining us. This is QTV News. In commemoration of the International Day of Zero Tolerance for Female Genital Mutilation, UNICEF and UNFPA country representatives have called for more community sensitization to intensify efforts to eliminate the harmful practice. Leone Camera has more.
6 February each year is observed as International Day of Zero Tolerance for Female Genital Mutilation. The day is set aside by the UN General Assembly to intensify efforts to eliminate the practice. The theme for this year's celebration is partnering with men and boys to transform social and gender norms to end female genital mutilation. The day gives an opportunity to governments and stakeholders involved in ending FGM to celebrate their achievements and increase awareness campaigns for the elimination of female genital mutilation. Dairo Sar is the UNFPA's country representative and Gordon Jonathan Lewis is the UNICEF country rep.
We are aiming at ending gender-based violence and harmful practices, which include female genital mutilation and child marriage. And we are also aiming at ending the unmet need for family planning, because believe it or not, there are women out there who would like to have access to contraceptive, but for many other reasons they can't.
We support not only financially but technically in different areas of intervention. So policy development and development of legal frameworks is fundamental. So both of our agencies supported the government in the development of different legislative instruments that criminalize FGM. We do a lot of work in capacity building and institutions and systems strengthening.
The UNFPA works to prevent and respond to gender-based violence, including female genital mutilation, by also working with policymakers and the healthcare providers in the country. Dairo Sar says great advances have been made in ending maternal deaths, but FGM remain a challenge.
It's something that takes a lot of efforts, as Jonathan had said. We need a legislation, we need an enforcement of the legislation, we need the engagement of communities, and we need the engagement of those who traditionally will tell you, oh, but it's a woman thing, so they don't feel like it's something that concerns them to a point where they will take action. So currently, to this year, the theme of the year is about engaging men and boys and having positive masculinity. What it means is that we need transformative agents.
As a global agency supporting countries, including the Gambia, to fulfill, promote, and protect the rights of children, Gordon Jonathan Lewis, UNICEF country rep, spoke about the theme of this year's event.
Fundamental principles there is that the girl has a right to decide, and that those spaces and opportunities should be given to the girls to be able to talk about this. So there are a lot of different things that can happen over and beyond the big things that are happening at national level, but more of this has to happen at the community, at the village, and at the family level, because that's where behavior change takes place.
UNFPA and UNICEF leads the largest global program to accelerate the abandonment of FGM around the world. According to UNFPA, more than 200 million girls and women have experienced female genital mutilation, and at least 4 million girls are at risk of undergoing the practice each year. For QTV News, Slowly M. Camara.
Now time for international news. In the wake of Monday's devastating earthquakes in Turkey and neighboring Syria, several African leaders have expressed condolences to and solidarity with the two countries. In this report, QTV's Ansumana Esonyasi looks at how the continent has joined global efforts to support the emergency response to the disaster.
The African leaders include Gambia's President Adama Barrow, the presidents of Ethiopia, South Africa, Nigeria, Senegal, Somalia and Burundi. Tunisia's President Kais Saied has already ordered humanitarian aid to be sent to Turkey, including 15 tons of blankets. Algeria has also sent an 89-member civil protection team to Turkey and an 85-member team to Syria to help in the rescue efforts, along with 210 tons of humanitarian aid for both countries. Also, the continent's leaders continue to extend their condolences. AU chairperson Musa Faki Mohammed in a tweet welcomed the global outpouring of support and solidarity. President Barrow in a tweet on Monday also joined global calls for more support for Turkey and Syria. South African President Cyril Ramaphosa in a statement expressed his deep sadness over the large-scale loss of life and the extent of the injuries inflicted by the earthquake. The presidents of Burundi and Somalia also showed solidarity to the people of Turkey and Syria. Nigeria's President Muhammadu Buhari pledged to support and assure that the thoughts and prayers of Nigerians are with the many affected by this severe disaster. Macky Sall, the president of Senegal, extended his heartfelt condolences to Turkey's President Recep Tayyip Erdogan and Syrian President Assad. The two earthquakes have already claimed over 11,000 lives, according to official figures in Turkey, and there is growing fear and concern as the death toll is expected to increase in the coming days. Turkey's relationship with Africa has grown stronger over the years. Turkey became an observer member of the AU in 2005 and was declared strategic partner of the continent at the summit held in 2008. The relations attained a sustainable mechanism at the first Turkey-Africa Partnership Summit in Istanbul in August 2008. Emergency workers and relief response crews are in a race against time to find more survivors. In Syria, the state media reported that about 300,000 people have been displaced by the quake, and close to 298,000 people have been forced to leave their homes. The number of casualties appeared to be a reference only to the parts of Syria under government control, not those held by other factions in the northwest of the country, which is closer to the epicenter of Monday's quake. As the world continues to offer condolences and solidarity, rescuers in Turkey and Syria continue to race against time to rescue more survivors as the death toll surges. At the time of this broadcast, the death toll had exceeded 11,000. The Gambia Football Federation and Gambian footballer Lamin Jallow, who plays his club football in Turkey, issued statements assuring everyone that he is safe. The Gambia's foreign ministry confirmed today that no Gambian national had been killed or injured, and that the 3 Gambians known to be in the earthquake zone were safe and accounted for. Answana Sonyasi for KTV News.
Now, before we end this news bulletin, here is a recap of our main news headlines. The Gambia Police Force has updated the public about the recent murder case in Manjai at a press conference about the arrest of suspected burglars who allegedly stole over $180,000 worth of valuable items. A delegation of agricultural experts from the Republic of Korea on a week-long feasibility study on the proposed public-private partnership rice project paid a courtesy call on the Agriculture Minister and his technical staff in Banjul on Wednesday. The Attorney General and Minister of Justice, Dauda Jallow, on Tuesday received a delegation of the Sierra Leone Political Parties Registration Commission that is on a study visit ahead of Sierra Leone's presidential and general elections. In commemoration of the 0 Day of Tolerance for Female Genital Mutilation, UNICEF and UNFPA country representatives have called for more community sensitization to eliminate the harmful practice. And in international news, in the wake of Monday's devastating earthquakes in Turkey and neighboring Syria, several African leaders have expressed condolences to and support for the two countries. That's all in this edition of the news. Thank you very much for watching. Join us at 10 for another bulletin.